Guys, if you didn't know me, would you say that my hair is naturally curly? If you saw my hair like this, look at it. We go, yeah, she's a natural curly girl. Well, I'm not. I did a heatless wave tutorial that I saw on TikTok, and I can show you it here because I did a little recreation of it, and it worked maybe too well. I think that I made them a little bit too tight because look at those tendrils. They are tight. However, it's like the easiest look, and it was completely heatless, and I feel like I just woke up with this like crazy hair, and I love it. But that is not the topic. Today, we are going to go over a little Elf haul and throw in a few other new makeup items that I've gotten recently that I've gotten some questions about. But the main focus of this video is to review not only the Elf Acne Fighting Putty Primer, which is brand new, but also to talk about some of their skincare. So I picked up the Holy Hydration Face Cream fragrance free, and I've had mixed reviews on this from people. I used it today as a moisturizer, so we can talk about that as well. I also picked up, you guys, let me start over. If you have watched my channel for a while, you know that the Tarte Hydro Sealer is my favorite concealer of all time, and it was my favorite concealer of 2020, and I have just been begging Tarte to come out with a foundation style product to go with it, and they finally did. I got it in the exact same shade. This is the Hydro Flex Serum Foundation. Incredibly similar to the Ilia Skin Tint, except for it has no SPF, and it is maybe $10 or $15 cheaper. So I'm going to use this today as well, which we can go over. We'll also talk about an Elf highlighter that's recently come out that people are kind of falling in love with, that I have used, and I have mixed reviews on it. And we'll just kind of catch up. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Rudi. I upload twice a week. We talk about acne prone skin, oily skin, makeup, beauty, lifestyle, vlogs. We kind of do it all, and I would love to have you subscribe. Okay, so let's start with talking about this moisturizer. I actually knew that it existed, but I guess I didn't really want to pull the trigger on it because I have so many other moisturizers in my rotation. But one of you actually left me a comment saying how much you loved this specific moisturizer. I can totally see why. So they had their Holy Hydration Moisturizer, which I gotta also say, the packaging on Elf products are really nice for the cost. I mean, everything here is under $10, and it's like substantial and is cute. So this is a face cream that I would say is in between, like, it's a lotion consistency. It's in between like a gel and a cream. It's really lightweight and nice, and I think would be really good in the summer, especially if you needed something kind of in between, like a hydro boost and maybe like a deeper cream that you would use in the winter. I don't love that it's in a pot because, again, there's some bacterial issues with that. However, the ingredients in here are really nice. We're talking about hyaluronic acid, peptides, niacinamide, squalene. I mean, it's pretty packed with good stuff, and it's also fragrance free. They have a version that is fragranced, but obviously you guys know I prefer this. It feels really nice. It sinks into the skin immediately. Someone mentioned that they had pilling with this product. I have not had that experience, and I also did not have any breakouts. I've used this for a few days now. I think it's great in the morning. I don't think it's necessarily enough for me in the evening, but I'm gonna keep using it, and I will let you know probably in a favorites or flops how it ends up going. And also, before we go in, let's kind of do a little breakdown on where I'm at with my skin at the moment. So I typically break out on my chin and on my forehead, and there's no exception because Aunt Flo is on her way here now. She got an Uber yesterday, and she'll be here tomorrow. So I have some hairline acne from hair products. I started washing my hair like every other day instead of twice a week because I felt like I was getting buildup and it was causing me to break out on my forehead. I have a pimple in a very, very uncomfortable spot here that just won't heal. I have a few blackheads here and irritation and scarring on this side of my face all the time. So if you don't know about the Elf putty primers, they are very popular and supposedly a dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. This was kind of the first of its kind, the one from Tatcha. It's this very silky, very smooth balm style texture, and this is the best primer that I've ever used. It truly does fill your pores without leaving like a silicone feeling, like the Porefessional from Benefit would give you that like slippery silicone feeling. This one just feels like literal silk on your face, and it allows for great coverage of product after that. So the putty primer is very similar. The actual Tatcha Silk Canvas comes in a mini, that's what this one is, and it comes in a maxi. I mean a fucking huge container, like about this size, if not more. So if you are looking for this one, definitely go for the mini. And I had no interest in these outside of having that one already until I saw that they came out with an acne fighting version and that it was green. So to me, this is like very intriguing. And you guys know I'm not really a primer person. The only time I use a primer is if I'm like going to an event and I feel like I want these pores to be filled. But this one includes 1.8% salicylic acid. So if you know salicylic acid, it is amazing for oily skin and acne. It really gets into your pores and helps clear them out and exfoliates your skin. I love the Paula's Choice 2% BHA. So having 1.8% is pretty good in this product. On top of that, it is green. I think that was an amazing choice for them. Although they say it's universally sheer, green is a counteracting color to red. I think that was purposeful regardless. Although they say it's sheer, I think this is a great idea and I could see this product going viral. So I also got the Pore Putty applicator with it. It's so tiny. So basically what you do to keep yourself from having to dig into the product, it has this tip here and you just scoop it out and then I think you apply and then you buff it in with this side. I've already kind of stuck my finger in and it feels identical to the silk canvas, maybe a touch slipperier. I really don't know how much to use. I feel like definitely not a lot. I don't know. I also, do I just put it directly on my face? That doesn't seem right, does it? That doesn't seem right. Let's zoom in. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a really small amount and go from there. It feels nice. It doesn't feel heavy at all. I'm kind of tempted to just like go in like this. Is that weird? And then kind of stipple it. It doesn't necessarily say anywhere that this is a pore filling primer, but that's kind of the vibe that I get from this feeling. Why am I talking like this? I want to definitely get some coverage on where my acne is. I will say this brush is not the softest brush in the world, especially when you're stippling like this. It kind of hurts. Not to where you wouldn't use it, just to where it's like, this is not like a really soft, luxurious experience. However, this brush is like $1 or $2. You can definitely still see the pores and it's not as pore filling as I would like. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit more here and apply it with my finger and see if that does anything, kind of like tap it into those pores. But I also don't want to overdo it and then create a really slippery base before I go in with a product. It's also surprisingly shiny. I was expecting it to maybe mattify that area because it is for acne, but it seems to be, I do have a light right here, but it seems to kind of be brightening it up a bit. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. I kind of love how it looks on its own. I wonder if this would be irritating for those on tretinoin. I think you definitely want to use a sunscreen underneath this 100%. And I also wouldn't recommend this if you are just starting out with an acne treatment. I would not use this alongside it until you feel like you've adjusted to that, because this is a strong percentage of salicylic acid. I feel fine with it with my tretinoin because it's summertime and I still am breaking out. I'm a little bit oilier in the summer anyways. There's our primer. Let's go in with our next step. So I have used the Hydro Flex a few times. It's very liquidy. Listen. And I find that it goes on good with a brush and good with a sponge. So I'm actually gonna try my fingers this time because look how liquidy this consistency is. It is super, super liquidy. It also has, I think, 1 ounce in it, but it is a serum. It's totally a serum. So I think that going in with your fingers could definitely work. I don't like blending with my fingers, so I'm gonna apply with my fingers and then blend with a beauty sponge. Sorry, this video is kind of all over the place, but I just have a lot of new stuff I wanna show you guys. Again, let's watch this for coverage here and see how well it does. I will say that I have worn this a few times and have noticed pimples after wearing it. I also have just been breaking out. So it's hard to know if it's from this or if I'm just having summer breakouts like I usually do. I need to wear it a few more times when my skin is doing well and see if I end up breaking out. You'll see that I kind of avoided my forehead mostly because I just don't like having product there. I feel like that's where I tend to break out, so I like to avoid it because when it's clear, it doesn't really need any coverage. I have most of that redness on my cheeks. I would say the finish is natural. It's definitely not super dewy, and it's also not matte, which I appreciate. I'll be honest, I still think that the concealer is my best friend, and it's the best coverage that I have. I just love to use this all over the face, not only under the eyes. It just looks really, really nice. I'm not gonna wear that today though because I have an Elf product that I wanna show you, but here is that coverage. Very light, as you can see, look at how red that is still. It's going to give you a light coverage, not medium, not light medium, light. It's still got a little bit of that glow. It's gonna stay a little bit tacky because it is a serum foundation, but if you like the idea of a serum foundation and you don't want to spend money on Ilia for whatever reason, or because you don't want SPF in your makeup, I think it's nice. It hasn't really attached to any of my dry patches. I do get some around my chin, and you can see there's a little bit of clinging there, but that's sort of with every product for me. Another product that I picked up during this Elf haul is a backup of this concealer, the Flawless Brightening Concealer. I talked about this in a 2021 goals video, and I freaking love this stuff. If you are a light coverage queen, you've got to pick this up. I don't know that it's a dupe for the YSL Touche Éclat because I've never tried that before, but I imagine that it's very close. It is a light coverage concealer. It is very, very hydrating, and it looks gorgeous. I absolutely love it. It's never too cakey or heavy, and I think it looks good with every foundation. And you can wear it on your own because it's lightweight enough that it blends into the skin really well. So like you can see, it's not gonna cover up really any redness. It's not that type of concealer. It's literally just like a lighten and brighten and add a little bit of coverage. It's not going to give you a ton, you know? But for me in the summer, that's perfect. Let's just set a little bit here because we're looking quite shiny and it is hot outside. This is my favorite setting powder of the moment. You guys know that. This is the Kosas Cloud Set. This stuff is the bomb. I like to just sweep it under the eyes. I don't do this every day also. If I want to keep that glow, I just won't wear a bottom mascara. And then I want to set my chin and that pimple there and around the nose. Let's try using, I mean, this look is going to be a complete guessing game. Let's try using the Undone Beauty bronzer again. I talked about this in a vlog and on TikTok. This is the strangest drugstore bronzer or any bronzer I've ever tried. Watch this. I'm like putting it on. It's lit, and look how dark it is. It's literally water. This is a water-based bronzer. So you can go in directly and blend it out, or you can put it directly on a brush. I kind of haven't exactly figured it out yet. So I think I'm just gonna go in directly and then blend out. I also haven't had the best luck with this blending with other products. It works really well on clean skin, but when you have, okay, that's better. To apply it directly to the brush is better. When you have on a coverage product underneath it, I feel like when you go straight in, it kind of takes off whatever's underneath it. This is also a red toned bronzer, so you can see that it's coming off quite red, which I like for a one and done look, but we are gonna add a blush to this for sure. Very innovative, very strange. Looks like self-tanner. I'm gonna leave it at that. While we're talking about Tarte and this line, I have been loving everything from their C line. So I literally have the bronzer, the blush, the foundation, the concealer, and the mascara from this line, and everything is working really well. I'll use this mascara today so you can see it, but let's go in with this blush. I haven't been using it much because it's so easy and it's so unassuming that I just kind of forget that I have it, which is stupid. It is the easiest cream blush that exists. If you are new to the cream blush world and you want to dip your toes in, this is the one to use to start it off with. There is no way to overdo it, although it kind of looks like I did here. I think that bronzer already had kind of like a blushy tone to it, but It works well with a sponge, it works well with a brush, it works well with any applicator I've tried it with, and it is just such a middle of the road color. This is in the shade Peach Sunset. They have 3 shades, and look how big it is. Like, you will never go through this. If you're not a makeup wearer and you want a blush to just have just one, totally get this one. Also, again, it's not any particular finish. It just is a natural skin-like finish. There's no shimmer, there's no glitter, but it's also not flat or matte. I like this one, especially for beginners, and it is incredibly blendable. All right, we've got another new e.l.f. product. This is the Jelly Pop Glow Stick. So my friend Betty on Instagram mentioned, she said, if this is the only highlighter that you get all summer, it should be this one. Wait, that doesn't make sense. If you only buy one product this summer for highlighting, it should be this one. She likes it, so I had to get it, and she swatched it, and I was like, okay, that's absolutely stunning. So it is a pearlescent finish. It's got a tiny blue shift, which I usually hate, but it's so subtle that you really can't tell. I really like this. However, I'm still figuring it out. So it kind of has that watermelony smell. It's trying to come off similar to like the Glow Recipe watermelon line, I think, in my opinion. It's super dewy once blended out. I mean, that is just so beautiful. The only problem that I've had with it, and we'll see if it happens today, I wore this alone just on top of my skincare, and I had a hive breakout pretty bad where this was sitting. The first ingredient in this product is coconut oil, which I really don't love, but I think just applied in specific areas of my face doesn't bother me quite as much as a product that has coconut oil in it and it's meant for the whole face. I also noticed some really crazy pilling around my eyes when I was wearing this, but I think that it was an eye cream that I wore that morning. So I want to give it another chance because I think that the actual color is stunning. I am gonna go in directly here. Very similar to the nude sticks in application, and I'm gonna blend it with my sponge because I want it to stay sheer and glowy. I mean, that's really pretty. It just looks like a natural glow. It really does. It looks so juicy. It's very thin too. That is stunning. I'm gonna take a little bit and put it in the inner corner here. I will say this is not gonna dry down. It's pretty emollient, so it's gonna give you a dewy look because your skin is actually dewy. It's not just a dewy look. Whereas I have highlighters that give you that dewy look that aren't sticky. This one's never gonna dry down. Similar to my nude sticks products. They don't dry down, but man, they look so glossy and so natural. It's just so natural. I love that. I really hope that it doesn't give me a hive and that it doesn't give me pimples and that it doesn't pill. I will, if I don't do a wear test at the end of this video, I will let you know in the comments how it goes. For my eyes today, all I'm gonna do is buff some of this Persona Cosmetics blush in my crease. This is in the shade Terracotta. I already have my lashes lifted and tinted, as I mentioned in my last video. So I don't need mascara on them because they are so fluffy and black, but I am gonna add a little layer of the Surfer Curl from Tarte. Absolutely love this wand. It is a natural bristle wand that is very small, which is kind of a perfect mixture of my favorite mascaras, which is the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal and the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. I like a small wand, but I also like a natural bristle wand. The only problem I have with this mascara is that the hole is really big. Sometimes it leaves a lot of product on the wand, which leaves it goopy, which I don't like. But it's not the wand's fault, it's the hole's fault. I'm gonna quickly fluff up my brows with the Merit Brow Gel, but I also wanna show you how freaking mad I am about this Anastasia Brow Freeze. It's like covered in this white goo. Every time I go in to use it, I take a layer off and it just like grows back like mold or something. I have no idea. I've never used product in it. I use a clean spoolie every single time. I'm pissed. This was really expensive. All right, the very last new thing that I have to show you is a Glossier product. This is their new Hydrating Shine and Color lipsticks. I don't really know what they're called, but they're the new lipsticks that are like balms, shine balms. I can't believe it's taken them this long to come out with one of these. Their Generation G lipsticks are matte and sheer, and these are shiny and sheer, and this is in the shade Villa. I will say these are pretty much identical to the Revlon Lustrous Balms. Like, I bet this color is even a dupe for each other. I mean, yeah, I mean, almost. Not exactly, but pretty close. This is that's the Glossier and that's the Revlon. So they're not identical in color, but formula, they are. This is in the shade Nude Illuminator. I actually prefer this shade because it is a little bit more of a like coral tone and not as cool toned, but this one is nice. Also, guys, I made a cardinal sin. Look what I bought. Just for this reason though, I bought makeup wipes. Cancel me, cancel me. I need it. I need it for this purpose, please. Don't come for me, I beg. All right, I feel like this look needs a little bit of bronzer. I'm looking a little bit flat. So whenever that happens, I go in with my Kosas powder bronzer because it's just like huge and I just like rub it all over my face basically. All right, let's cover some final thoughts. I am a fan, definitely, of the Holy Hydration. Absolutely am a fan of the Elf Flawless Brightening Concealer. Love it so, so, so much. Up for, you know, debate and up for updates in the future, it's definitely the Putty Primer and the highlighter. I think that they look stunning. However, I'm a little bit surprised that this was not more pore filling. It kind of doesn't look like anything happened there. This would probably be best for people who want a little bit of color correction and who want to use an acne fighting product before they go in with their makeup. I just was expecting a tiny bit more of a pore filling situation. However, this may extend my makeup wear. I will definitely keep you guys updated in the comments. And then again, this highlighter, it is stunning. It is absolutely beautiful if you are looking for a dupe or something similar to the Nude Sticks highlighters. This is totally that. It is going to stay tacky, as I mentioned. It leaves a beautiful, beautiful dewy look. If you are sensitive to coconut oil though, beware. I know that I kind of just like come in and talk about a bunch of new products at once. Would you be more interested in me doing like a review just on this product, let me know. I'm happy to do that. I think that I could make more videos if I have like one product that I'm focused on. I just buy a lot of new makeup. You guys know that I love makeup. So if you want more dedicated reviews, let me know. I'm happy to do that. I am planning a video on my favorite very natural skin-like highlighters because I have so many that I want to showcase powder and cream. And I just got the new M Cosmetics compact highlighters. We've got to talk about these as well. So many good options from the drugstore all the way up to high end. So I'm going to try and film that within the next few weeks. We're also going to talk about my updated summer morning skincare routine. So stick around. And again, if you have any questions on these products, let me know in the comments. I will let you know how they worked in the description. And I will see you guys in the next one really soon. Bye.